If you create a house or an apartment, even for free, I challenge you, give a northeast toilet, give a northeast kitchen, and ask them to buy. They will not buy. I have often seen people who are having south-facing kitchen tend to spend more money on their health issues.
Give us 3 tips which needs to be followed by everyone with regards to each spaces. Welcome everyone. I'm Kajal Soni, bringing over 6 years of design expertise to your spaces. And today I am thrilled to have an esteemed guest joining us, Dr. Ravi Rao, a renowned Vastu practitioner and astrologer with nearly 30 years of international experience. Hello and welcome, Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao, how are you doing today?
Hi, nice meeting you.
So before we begin, I have a very quick question. So Vastu Shastra, everyone knows in general ki kya hai, kaisa hai. But very few people know about the science behind it. There are still a lot of people who think it's a superstition. So can you explain us ki what is the basis of this ancient wisdom? Like what is the significance of this?
So, Vastu is nothing but dealing with nature, adjusting the nature in your favor for your better results. Like we are shooting something, we need sound, we need light, we need equipment, 3-4 components. Similarly, for any action that you want to do in life, you need 5 elements, which are called Panchabhutas. The Vastu is a blend of those things in any residential place or a commercial place.
So, for example, if someone has bought a house, 1 BHK or a 2 BHK, the directions, if they are not as per Vastu, if they are not Vastu compliant, so how can one have, work that thing?
Vastu only says use the right material wherever you live, in whichever format you live, more harmonious to you. Simply, in summer you like to wear cotton, in winter you like to wear silk. As simple as that. Whichever material that you have, you use them in the right blend and proportion, the direction, it will give you harmony. That's what is Vastu for anybody, whatsoever it is.
So, what are the materials that can be taken into consideration while designing our houses, and what are the factors that affect Vastu Shastra while selecting the material?
Now, when it comes to material selection, there is a plenty of variation. What Vastu is all about, it connects you to functionality. If you say kitchen, there is a certain amount of colors and material. If it's a bedroom, there's a specific color, specific material. If it is study room, there's a different color, different material. We have plenty of abundance of opportunities and material and creativity. If you say, I'm making a restaurant, we know there's a public area, private areas, cooking areas. If you say residence, there is a living room, drawing room, dining room, kitchen. So once you have those definitions right, it's easy to play with Vastu, and it's a very blessing. If you follow Vastu knowingly, unknowingly, it will take you to the next level.
So, basically, zoning is very important.
Very important.
Functionality of the space and how the flow of the space is.
Yes.
As you mentioned that we can use certain set of colors or material for any space, can you give us any example for the audience to understand better?
So if you want me to put the best practices, I've always been recommending natural material. It's not that I like natural material. I like any material, whatever goes with your budget. But if it serves the purpose and if it enhances the Vastu and the results are good, they'll follow naturally. So if you want to give an example, the lowest is laminate.
Okay.
No laminates. The best one is veneer, which is a wood pulp. The best one is the wood, which is naturally by itself. If in the case of furnishing surfaces, layouts and other
Finished
things.
surfaces.
If it is floor, again same thing. Stone is the best option. Tiles are not the best option. Again, if you say tiles option, again I'll say, if it is a commercial space where you don't sleep in the night, tiles are better option. Where you sleep in the night, which is normally homes, natural stones are better.
So the houses come with certain set of material given by the builder already. For example, it's a tile floor. The bathrooms are already done. The kitchen is placed. The granite is already placed. And with the budget, even as designers, we would suggest to go for laminate. Or maybe we can try and use veneer somewhere in combination. In that case, what can one do? Like, they cannot redo the flooring, they cannot break the kitchen, they cannot, expand their budget. And that's like
That
they
is
are
again,
stuck.
that's again put me into catch-22 situation. When do you introduce Vastu to yourself? After problem hitting you, then you go for a Vastu consultant, or
Ideally before.
before you buy a house or something. Mostly in residential Vastu, what happens is it is the economic factor which drives the family. If they're economically not doing well, despite the best hard work is put up, our child is putting his best effort, is not able to get a result. That's where Vastu intervention normally comes into the picture. There are many cases where I would ask a child not to study in the study room, study somewhere else.
Okay.
So I can't change the material, I don't have the budget. But direction is in my hands,
Right.
book and lighting is in my hands. And I will say, okay, take a pillow and put a sheet and study.
Okay.
That way I would make sure that he get results. As I told you, they're quarreling. I don't change the flooring, but colors, wallpaper, curtains, I'll change.
Right.
So there are remedies that way. It's Vastu always gives way out for you. It's not that breaking is the only solution, I don't say. If you create a house or an apartment, even for free, I challenge you, give a northeast toilet, give a northeast kitchen, and ask them to buy. They will not buy. They know that this is going to be a problem. Anyone who wants to buy a house, no matter what is the budget, even if it is affordable housing, follow this golden rule. 30 marks you give it to the main entrance.
Okay.
30 marks. 25 marks you give it to the master bedroom. So 50.
50. 55.
50. Okay, 25, 20 and 20. Yeah. Another 20 marks you give it to the kitchen.
Okay.
So main entrance, master bedroom, kitchen.
Kitchen.
If you cross 60 plus, Vastu will push you to the rest for good. Rest all only can be minus by doing blunders.
Okay.
From the point of material, from the point of anti-clockwise staircase or anti-colors or anti-objects.
Okay.
They all are 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, not more than 10. If you ever go for a search of a house rental accommodation in the market, anyone for that matter, you go out and find a house for yourself on rent. 8 out of 10, you will find west facing or south facing. You will not find houses east facing and north facing. What does it mean? They are the houses which don't be available for longer time as a vacant places, one. If they're on for sale, they are the first one to be picked up by everybody. Because southwest air, southeast kitchen, once entrance is in right place, the house is already set. So I would see if you follow 55%, you should let them pass. If you can get 80%, nothing like it. If you have 100%, in 5 years' time, you'll have one more house to go. That is the promise Vastu can give you. Or they will go to a happier place or they go to a bigger place. A 2-bedroom person can go for a 4-bedroom house. That also we see. That's what is Vastu has been patronizing in the modern times.
Okay. So also talking about, we have spoken about kitchen, and bedroom and the entrance. But what about the mandir? My clients, if I talk about me specifically, most of the clients, they first mention mandir have to be in the northeast corner. So that is a basic requirement every client comes up with.
Mandir is a divine place.
Right.
Right? Some people don't have much space for mandir. For some, it is only a superstition, belief they want to have mandir. Some people are over superstitious. I can't take care of God, so better I go to temple. I don't put any mandir in the house. Or simply I put my photograph or my God's photograph. Or some people think their ancestors are gods and they put Guruji's and ancestors' photograph. All these confusions are there in the system. What Vastu says is, if you bow down to northeast, which is ruled by Jupiter, who is head of all the planetary solar system, if you go to northeast and take a blessing from there, God is not sitting there in mandir also. But once you go to northeast direction, it has an advantage. You will have elevation in your life.
Okay.
So that is why if you see, they bombard the content. southwest master bedroom, southeast kitchen.
Yeah.
You should walk towards northeast. Even in kitchen also in the northeast, they'll put a small mandir. Point kya hai? People walk up to the mandir, they spend 1 minute, they put one agarbatti, and they just put one flower and they go back to their work. So that they don't find hardships, they don't have hiccups, their life or a day goes smoothly.
Right.
That is enough. If you are working anything, if you get the results, you should be happy, man. That's what the direction promises.
So now we are towards the end of the section. So I'm going to ask you some interesting questions. So the thing is, we have ranked the areas of the house 1 to 3: living room, kitchen, bedroom. Give us 3 tips which needs to be followed by everyone with regards to each spaces. Living room, 3 tips that everyone should follow. Kitchen, 3 tips that everyone should follow, and bedroom, respectively.
Let us start from where?
Bedroom.
Bedroom. Try and keep the head on south or on west side when you sleep. Keep the money on the south side so that when you open the door of the money, you should be facing south. So money is facing the north. Second tip. Third, use as much as natural material, wood or plywood with least chemical. That will be the best for a bedroom. If you say kitchen, which is second important kitchen, your fire location while making the food, you should be facing east. Second best is north. Third best is west. Try and avoid making food while facing south. Of course, kitchen should be either in southeast or northwest as per the Vastu. If after having fulfilled that part of it, try and make sure your fire position is like this, and try and have an object which is your divine, whichever whomsoever you believe you yourself, next to the fireplace, so that a safety and sanctity is maintained and people stay healthy. I have often seen people are having south facing kitchen tend to spend more money on their health issues. Wrong facing kitchen will have more long bills of insurance or health insurance, whatever it is. Next is living room. Living room is a place where it's common. So you will be watching TV or you'll be gossiping. Try and make all these cupboards and boards, TV, whatever you have, screens or whatever it is, west, east, or north facing. Try not to have any. South wall should be always empty or some standard objects or some kind of painting. This is better. And if you're really making a house or making an office, the new trend in Vastu is good ceiling height. You see, beautiful ceiling height is there. So the higher the ceiling, the better is the Vastu. So to readers and to everybody, I tell them, if you want to really feel that, how do you find the place is good? If you go to any place, you see high ceiling, you sit there, you feel, oh wow, it's very nice. That is the height of the magic of the height is that. The moment I say this, all the realtors will say, 10 feet ceiling is there. Why we can't make it 12? Because every floor you increase, one commercial floor they lose. So they try to give less ceiling. Nowadays, the trend is they try to give little higher ceiling, floor to ceiling. They charge more price. That is in trend. They are paying premium price for that. This is what we had in ancient time, Chettinad houses, all these center courtyard houses. If you have that kind of double height, it brings immense luck and prosperity to you. Higher the ceiling, higher the prosperity.
I think all of us are going to have a compass in our hand
Yeah.
and a measuring tape after we go to our houses now.
You ask your neighbor to go and break the floor and then go.
But then I think with the new construction, you don't get that kind of ceiling height. But
Choices are there.
Yeah.
You could always make a choice. That's what I said, when you are asking somebody to make a house, you can give the specifications to the architect or a designer. Or builder is going to make the houses or a developer is going to make it. He knows by giving 14 feet ceiling, I can charge premium and people are there to buy it.
right.
And that kind of luck will come to those people who wants to get prosper. Actually, it's not the person who chooses the house. It is the house which chooses the person who should occupy. and who should not occupy. There are many cases you buy a house, but you never stayed there. The house doesn't want the owner to come and stay there. That is also subject of Vastu. So, as I told you, non-believer, my journey started. Today I will say, Vastu will choose who should stay, how long you should stay, and how will you stay. How you will stay means how prosperously, how peacefully you stay.
So here we are concluding with our questions, and probably we'll need a part two for the following questions. I had a lot of fun having you here. It was a pleasure having you here, Mr. Rao. Thank you for coming, and it was a very insightful, informative, and educative session. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you again. And as a designer, I work with many designers, and we don't agree on many things. But I happen to see you agreed on many things. So for your readers, I think I wish good luck to all your readers, and I want them to read my book, whatever I have not covered here, and they want little more information. They can read the book, and it will help them a lot. I have not written about Vastu. I don't say I have written about Vastu, but I have written about how to understand Vastu, what the journey of Vastu in day-to-day life. That's where it makes it more handy to people who want to buy a new house. They don't have to meet me, but the book will guide them step by step. Anything. Even if you want to ask any question, you can read the book, you will get the answer.
That's wonderful, Mr. Rao. And I'm surely going to read your books. Thank you again for coming over and helping us with the information. And I'm sure this is going to bridge the gap between design and ancient wisdom that we have. This has been very informative for me, and I'm sure this is going to help our viewers and audience to build a peaceful and harmonious home. Thank you again.